SentralValleyTalk.com.
Welcome back to Law Talk on Central Valley Talk, where if you have legal questions, we have legal answers. And today we have some legal answers from Robert Bergstrom.
Thank you, Chris.
I'm so glad that you could be on here today with us.
Well, I very much appreciate the opportunity to come on the show. As we've talked, I've been a personal injury lawyer for a long time, and I've always ached to have people understand something. I'm a good lawyer. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of good personal injury lawyers, but the lawyer isn't better than the insurance available on the other side or your own insurance. So
that's one of the things you came to talk to us about. We were talking about a little bit before the show about the importance of having adequate insurance coverage, not only for you to protect you from getting sued, but if maybe you got somebody else in the car that gets injured badly besides yourself.
The thing is that when people buy auto insurance, they buy it because they have to. They don't want to get sued. Those are two good reasons. But who's going to hit you? And what's going to happen to you? You see, around my shop, I see that accidents happen. People get hurt. And they didn't know it. You, people out there, today you don't know that you're going to be in an accident. But what you should do is think that you are. And buy insurance that'll protect you. And what do you need? Well, that's what I want to tell you.
So you mean more than just like keeping your insurance card in the glove box so that, and maybe taking some pictures at the time of the accident, or
that's right,
or paying your insurance premium.
Tomorrow, you're going to get hit from the back or the side or the front. Nothing you can do about it, and you're in the emergency room. Cars don't care how bad they hurt you, so your bill could be $5,000, $30,000. What do? First thing is you should have med pay. Med pay is not that expensive. As a matter of fact, it's remarkably inexpensive. So get $25,000 med pay. Why do you need that when you have health insurance? Well, actually, if you get a $25,000 bill, you have your health insurance pay it, and then you tell your auto insurance, here's the bill, health insurance pay it, give me the money. They do.
That sounds like an opportunity to get paid twice, if I heard one before.
Well, you paid premiums for two things, and believe me, when you're hurt and you're out of work and you need to hire some people to help you, and you know what? You can even have an auto accident that's your own fault. And if so, that coverage you get that pays you immediately is very, very useful. It may be all you get. The other thing you need is uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. If you have a $15,000 policy
why
and
do
you
I
get
need
hurt,
that?
well, if the other side has no coverage or only a $15,000 policy, and you have a $15,000 underinsured or uninsured, that's all there is. No matter how good the lawyer is, most time you can't get anything more than the insurance coverage. So what you do is you get...
So like if I get hit by somebody that has a 1530 policy,
right,
but my underinsured motorist goes up to 100, I could get 30 from them if I'm hurt badly, 30 from them, and then the rest from my own insurance.
Right. It's a 1530 policy for one person. You get 15,000, and then you can go against your own insurance. Sometimes that means you get two bites at the apple. You get a $15,000 recovery, and then you go on and get another $85,000.
But the only insurance you're required to buy is the liability, right? So
That's
some
right.
people, they're cutting costs that they don't actually pay for that.
That's right, and you can't get underinsured higher than your liability. So you're going to get liability coverage of $100,000, which is useful because you might get in an accident which is your fault, and then you have coverage. So think of it as one of the primary things you do in life is to get coverage so that when you hire a lawyer, he can be a good lawyer and get money for you.
Exactly. How often do you get the opportunity to talk to your client before they get in an accident and tell them all the things that they need to do so that they're protected when it happens?
Not enough times. I do wills and trusts, and I talk to them then. Sometimes they get in an accident, they got a 1530, I have a chance to tell them to get higher coverage. One person...
Has that happened before?
It did. I had a 1530 policy. I got the coverage. I told the guy, well, I told him I'd break his arm if he didn't get better coverage.
What, he had money to buy it or something?
He did, and he got in another accident, and he came in, and he had a $100,000 liability and a $100,000 med pay, and his passenger in the back seat was badly hurt, and I got him a $100,000 liability, uninsured motorist, and I got him a $100,000 med pay, which I could not have done if he just had a $15,000 policy. So it's still not easy. Insurance companies are not thinking they're having the premiums so that they can pay victims. They're thinking about paying adjusters and defense attorneys and administration costs. So you'll probably still need a lawyer to get a decent recovery.
So how long does it take from the time that you get in the accident to the time that you get paid and you're done with the case, on average?
The average varies. Once I got a $500,000 for someone in a couple of months. Once I got over $1 million in less than 30 days. And I have a case going to trial where the accident happened in 2007. It's going to trial May 5th. So there's quite a wide variety.
All right.
And it's hard. One of the things you don't know is how bad are you hurt when you come into the lawyer, and how long is it going to take to heal, and how much are the medical bills, how much is the wage loss. So the other insurance company wants to know all these things before they pay you.
So I know that if it's part your fault and part their fault, you may not get as much money if it was all their fault. Are there other ways that your recovery could be reduced, like if you don't have enough insurance or don't have any insurance?
Well, if you don't have any insurance, there's a law that says that you don't get paid for your pain and suffering. You only get your medical bills and your wage loss, which is not much. There's all kinds of problems in this world, including the fact that the accident can be your own fault or part your own fault. You solve that by getting good med pay and good auto insurance. Have your health insurance, and then you can have a lawyer that can help you out a lot.
So what do you get by having a lawyer represent you rather than trying to work it out with your insurance company? Like, I would imagine that if you didn't have if it was just car damage and you didn't really have that, maybe you didn't call 911, you didn't get in an ambulance, you didn't go to the hospital, are you going to be able to find a lawyer for that, or do you have to have an injury?
Well, if you don't have an injury, and as a matter of fact, there's more property damage cases than there are injury cases, you can probably just handle that yourself, because they usually will fix your car, and the value they put on your car is maybe less than I think they should, but it's about what you can do. So unless you're hurt, you probably can handle it without a lawyer. But people are hurt. They're hurt worse than an insurance company is willing to admit. And if you do try to handle it yourself, you're likely to just be stiff-armed and not know what to do. And even when you get offered a settlement, you'd have no idea whether it's fair.
Okay. Now, I know you do personal injuries and automobile accidents. I know you are in Clovis. I believe it's Bullard near 168. Is that correct? Because I live in Clovis.
It's in Bullardinville on the southeast corner.
Okay. And what other kinds of law do you help people with?
Well, I've been a lawyer a long time, and so people can call me.
You've been a lawyer
about
longer than
anything.
I've been alive.
That's right. Matter of fact, I wrote my first brief to the Wyoming Supreme Court in December of '63. So, and I taught law for the University of Maryland in '68 and for Fresno State in '73. So, but I've done a lot of kinds of law. I'm willing to talk to almost anyone about anything and not necessarily charge them. But I do wills and trusts, and I've done litigation of all
We should
kinds.
so for the people that want to talk to you without getting charged for free legal advice, no, we should put your phone number out there for all the people that have a serious injury.
That's right. My phone number is 299-5365. And on personal injury cases, you never get charged a dime until the case is over. They're
I know
all
that.
on contingency.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and maybe we'll have you back sometime. This is Chris White at Law Talk, where you have legal questions, we have legal answers, and we will be right back.
Thank you very much, Chris.
All right.